This is Howard the Mechanic giving you another homestead update out here in the creek. I wanted to do an update video while I had some time and why I had some things on my mind. I've had a lot of people reach out to me that, are kind of waiting on an update on mine and, kind of either following my strategy or doing the opposite of my strategy, which is perfect either way. Let me know what you found that works. But I kind of wanted to go over the arbitration procedure and the state inspection / HUD inspection procedure for you. Just to kind of give you a backdrop to it. My home showed up, Palm Harbor's a complete piece of shit. And one thing I've noticed right away, and I've noticed this with other manufacturers as well, that buddies that I personally know and neighbors that I know that have had problems with the manufactured home they bought, generally the cheaper ones that they bought. Not in my case where you spend $150,000 and they send you some FEMA trailer out there, but usually when you have problems with them, they're the cheap ones or the $50,000, $60,000 5-bedroom, 3-bath, cheapos that you bought, and I don't know what you were thinking, like you're going to get some nice house. But in this situation where you paid a shit ton of money for a nice house and it showed up, basically it's a FEMA trailer. It's Palm Harbor put a rubber stamp on. But what I did is, when I first originally complained, you'll notice that your sales department or warranty department, whatever, the first thing, before they even want to actually come out and fix anything, they actually tell you, hey, call the damn state. You don't like the house, you think it's fucked up, call the state and get the state out there and we'll agree to repairs or whatever off of what the state says. I didn't do that. For one, let me give you some backdrop to the state. When the HUD comes out, they're not coming to look at what quality sheetrock they did. They're not coming to look at what quality floor they did or anything else or whether you got what you ordered. They don't give two flips about that. It's a state inspection. It works the exact same way it does when you take your car in for a state inspection. They are looking at the brakes, the tires, the headlights work, wiper. That's all they care about. They don't care if the fender's a different color. It's the exact same procedure, folks. So keep that in mind when you get the state out there, and that's the reason they want you to contact the state, because they're basically just going to negotiate with you to fix whatever the state said, which is only going to be a handful of items, and I'll kind of go over some of that for you. So I didn't do that. I immediately got paid about $400 or $500 from where you live, get a private home inspector, just like you would if you were going to go buy a house. I got them out here and did an inspection. It took me a while to find somebody to do it, to be honest with you, but I finally got somebody out here. It was $400, something like that. And they don't like the house a damn bit. They pretty much, even though they're not a state inspector, they already knew what would be a very questionable item and stuff like that. So I sent that to actual Palm Harbor Home and I said, hey man, here's this, before I contact the state, here's what this private home inspector said about this house. So not only yes, she did notice some issues that the state would have some concern about, but she also found some quality issues that shouldn't be inside a brand new house of any brand, And that procedure worked for me, when I sent them that, and I made some it's really YouTube videos that helped at the end of the day, let's be honest, because I send these bitches to corporates first thing I do. Let them know. It's the only resolve that I have, all your politicians have told you don't have any rights here in the South about this, and I'll go over some of that with you too. So what I did is, they did come out and fix some stuff. I had 3.5 inches of insulation in my attic instead of 8.5, so they came out and fixed some other things. Double blocked my house originally, but when they're actually done, I still had some questions about it, and so they pretty much were done. They pretty much told me to kick rocks on all, quite a few issues that I had, quite a few issues I paid extra for, including the tile floor and stuff like that. A wall I had paid to have built, they didn't build. Real 20 grand worth of real wood cabinets in the house that weren't there when I got there. Like I said in my last video, this particular factory this house built didn't even do that. I just got ripped off, just outright. They did everything but put a gun to my head and, steal 20 grand worth of cash out of the back of my pocket on this home. And, that's something I'm going to dispute too, in a different way, and I'll go over some of that with you at the end. But, the way to handle this is, or at least the way I did it is, I had the state involved. I finally got them involved at the last damn minute. Generally in, say, Texas, there's a 2-year statute limitation on it, and my house is, I'm in that range. Been about a year, I've been messing with these people. So I finally did it online. I did the application online, and I also called. And I was kind of surprised, really. I thought it would be similar to contacting the DMV here in the state of Texas. And if you don't know what that is, you haven't lived yet, But it really wasn't. I had real good customer service when I called them. The particular branch here in Texas, that's all they do is manufactured homes. There's so many people being ripped off by these damn things with no rights. All the rights have been sold out at the ballot box. So, they're pretty busy, but they got me. I live in a rural area, so it took a little bit longer to get to me than it would if you were in a mobile home in some kind of trailer park or something like that. But, out in these rural areas, you're kind of in line of, the next time that inspector is going to be out in your area. And so it was very organized. To be honest with you, the state called me back, sent me an email and said, hey, here's a person that's going to contact you. It's a state inspector. And she did contact me. And from a weird number, wasn't a local number, but I did answer the phone, I thought for damn sure it was going to be somebody trying to sell me an extended warranty on a vehicle I've never owned, but sure enough, it was a state inspector, and she made a time, showed up on time to come out and look at the house, okay? What shocked me and was awkward as hell, to be honest with you, and it's something to keep in mind, whenever you fill this application out online, at least here in Texas, they send a certified letter out or emails or whatever the case may be to every single person that's been involved in your home, whether it's the sales department at Palm Harbor, whether it's a manager at the factory where the home was built, whether it's a contractor that's worked on, just everybody could possibly be involved in this damn thing is going to get a notification. And it was really shocking to me, my appointment was at 10:30. At 10 o'clock in the morning, I got a damn 18-wheeler pulling in my long-ass driveway, And I thought for sure, I said, what's the odds that a damn FedEx truck or some 18-wheeler shit pulled in my driveway on a day when I got all this stuff going on? Well, it wasn't, man. I mean, I literally had 8 or 9 people showing up everywhere, from the original guy that delivered the house to the contractor that did the air conditioning, to the contractor that did, just everybody showed up. And I listed everybody on it too, by the way, when I did my application. So it got everybody there. And I'll be honest, it was awkward as hell to be facing everybody that I've been raising hell and bitching, complaining about, but I just sucked it up, and it is what it is, So the state inspector looked at the house. They're only going to look at items that are kind of like I said, going back to your state inspection on your car. You go in there to get a state inspection on your car. They don't care if the fender is a different color. Don't care if it even has a damn windshield in it. They're just seeing if the brakes, lights, and the belt work. That's it. And that's what she did when she showed up. I didn't even really show her any of the cosmetic issues that I have with the house, because that's not a state issue. So think about that, the way you word or the way you approach items that you want to be inspected by the state. If it's not a structural issue with the home, but it potentially could be in the future, that might be an item at least to address. I wouldn't recommend addressing a bunch of frivolous shit that that's not even in their jurisdiction, because all you're doing is, in some ways, you're looking petty to, just go straight to the issues that the state inspects. And for me, it was the insulation. It was some bowed siding that I had on the outside of the house. They originally agreed to fix, but then at the end of it told me kick rocks. They didn't want to pay which is expensive. They didn't want to pay to have all this high dollar siding that I paid extra for, by the way, to come out and take it off and put it back. They didn't want to fuck with it, And they pretty much, they didn't think the state would inspect that, but, the way I worded it was, which is true, I got this damn siding bowed to the point where I may have some water intrusion in from the outside of the house, which could potentially cause structural issues to the home. And that's the way you need to address this when you do this. So she came out, looked at it. Generally, whenever the state inspector comes out and looks at your house, she generally, from what my understandings, is going to make a decision pretty damn quick. She sees something just obviously way far out of code, she's going to hammer them. He or she, she's going to start hammering that place, get this damn thing into code, or you have X amount of days, or, it's a per day violation, they do all that weird shit. So did get him to come out there, like I said, and, it was awkward as hell, having all those people inside my house that have worked on my house, and the ironic part is a lot of the actual people that came to my house to work on my house on behalf of Palm Harbor, they're just blue-collar people, folks. They're just like anybody else, just making a damn living, they're just put in this fucked up situation where they got a work order to come to my house, my address is on a blackboard somewhere, to try to avoid that damn place, but the actual people that showed up, I don't have an issue with any of them. I'll just be honest, none of them, even, I just don't have an issue with them personally. They're just doing their damn job, and they didn't build this fucking piece of shit. But the inspector came, pointed a couple things out. She didn't like the foundation of the house. They really don't inspect pad sites, I'll just let you know. I still matter in hell about this jank pad site that I got, but that's for another video in itself, and I'm gonna get some free advice on pad sites in a video on its own. She didn't like the blocking of the house. I still have cracked blocks under the house. The guy admitted they never actually leveled my house when they came back out, and they also admitted that I didn't actually replace any of the cracked blocks. And their reasoning for not replacing the cracked blocks is that they had come out with an agreement we had previously to come out and put a double footing on the front of the house. And when they, so their attitude was, well, we put more blocks under there than was required by code, so we assumed that it'd be okay to leave the crack blocks down there because we have plenty of crack blocks, it's moron shit, And the other thing I didn't like about the house is when the lady showed up, she immediately didn't like the fact that I have outside landscaping timbers blocking the house, between the concrete and the frame. I originally questioned that when I originally saw it, because the other home that we bought from Palm Harbor Home that was set up by the same company, had the same blocking under it. And, I remember me and my dad crawled under there. I said, I've never seen a shit ton of mobile homes out in these rural areas, and I said, I've never seen anybody use outside landscaping timbers. This must be something new, And she didn't like it a damn bit. Obviously, it doesn't make any fucking sense, So, I'm waiting to hear on that. Same thing, she really couldn't make a decision on that. She really wasn't sure, what the code was on that, so she's going to look into that for me. The next thing I'd bring up, is the arbitration, and that's kind of my next step in this process. And so what happens with the arbitration, first thing I'd tell you, it's a damn scam. Just to file for the arbitration, if you're with the American Arbitration Association, is that you don't have any fucking rights, man. I mean, it's $6,500 to start with these people. One of the biggest things I noticed when I went to their website and got sticker shock is that their website claims they're a quote-unquote non-profit organization. There's nothing non-profit about it, folks. The damn arbitrator that shows up, if you want to have a one-panel arbitrator, he's charging $2,500 a day plus fees, travel. Go down the list. If you wanted to have a true arbitration with a three-panel, three-panel arbitration, you're going to probably be in the 15-20 grand range, and that's not including you paying for any legal counsel. And so, be prepared for that. You better have some damn fucking cash on you. I went to their website, one thing I noticed is every damn thing's non-refundable. When I say non-refundable, you can spend 10, 15 grand, somebody no-shows on you, and it's non-refundable, and you're out another 10, 15 grand. So, it's a complete scam. I don't know what I'm going to do about it yet as far as going through arbitration. I'm waiting on the state inspection process to wrap up. I'm hoping to hear something Monday or Tuesday, and I'll do another update when I hear something. Hit the subscribe button, stay updated on this. And so regardless of what this state inspection lady says, I have another issue, another bone to pick, and that bone's going to be to pick with the actual being ripped off on this home, which you don't have very many rights on. The state doesn't have your back on it. They say, you got some issues with the home, go spend 20 grand. If you're serious about the complaints you have on that home, go spend $20,000-$30,000 on the arbitration process and hope that the arbitrator isn't drinking beer with the actual Palm Harbor guy, because these arbitration processes, and in particular in this particular company, this ADR, AAR, where the hell this shithole place is, it's claiming to be a non-profit. There's nothing non-profit about it, folks. They charge you $20,000 per arbitration per day per a non-refundable. This isn't non-profit, folks. This is one of those damn political organizations that they set up. Some rich guy, some Warren Buffett type character is washing his money through this fucking place, and not paying any damn taxes on it. Meanwhile, while you're paying taxes. So, like I said, hit the subscribe button. You got some comments, you leave them at the bottom. You've been ripped off by Palm Harbor. You're not going to be the first person to contact me. Contact me about it. Anything I can do to help you, any information I can share with you, any information that you want to share with me, or you want to use me to pass on to other people, by God, get that shit lit up down there. And I'm going to do everything I can to spread the word, whether it's Palm Harbor or anybody else. And I appreciate the people that have watched this. The people that have helped me with these videos, I just can't say enough for the support that I've gotten. At this point, if this goes on too much further, we're going to have to open a damn GoFundMe page to start hammering these fucking people. Again, I appreciate it, and, keep watching.